right now. So welcome all to that's going on. So today's live stream is going to be very interesting because meme coins completely blew up over the last month or so. All right, but I think it's going to be interesting as a discussion because normally when something blows up like this, and I'll just facepalm like this is stupid. All right, that's my usual response to stuff. Like usually that's my characteristic trait. If you go and ask around the office, what do I say most of the time? I say something stupid. But and I was so close to calling meme coin stupid, right? Like this is if this was back 2 years ago, I would have called it meme coin stupid. But I think right now, I say this is probably one of the I think this is one of the responses to what's happening to the crypto space, and it's a response in my mind, all right, to dump fundamentals. There are so many dump fundamentals on other coins, and I think the community is very tired of that. So I actually feel like meme coins are a necessity now. I feel like meme coins, it's a much needed change of air. So we're gonna talk about meme coins. We're gonna talk about where they're gonna go because if you follow that theory, it actually goes to show that meme coins just aren't a simple trend that's gonna last a few weeks. I actually feel like memes are gonna stay for a little bit longer, to be honest. We're gonna look at some data as well as into the number of holders as to where things are. We're gonna talk about PayPay, the next meme coins, and everything in today's episode. We also have a lot of news segments as well. So just before starting this, I was actually looking at what's happening in the US regulatory space, and there's a lot of advancements to it. It's might be the case that Gary Gensler is gonna get a little bit capped in a while. It actually feels like his power it's gonna come hit some limits. So we're gonna talk about all that today in today's live stream, guys. So if you guys are here, tell me where you guys are from. We're trying to make this a every week at this certain time sort of thing. So tell me where you guys are. I'd love to see your faces and say hi. So Crypto Graham is back. Box Fan is back. Angela Wang is back. Meme coins are a new expression. Social currency, says Mr. Mo. Hello, hello, hello. So say hi, guys. Say hi. Box Fan noticed this. New camera angle in the whole room for once. Yes. And it feels wider because actually it's an illusion because like it feels like the room is bigger, but I actually just pulled a table back, so now you see the table, you see my computer and everything. So yeah, I'm trying this new lookout. So thank you guys, thank you Box Fan for noticing. But yeah, that's great. So we got who bought the frog coin here? Yes, let's do a poll for that before we start. Let's go pop out the chat and say let's get a poll for you guys. Start a poll. Who bought PayPay? Who bought PayPay? So this means that if you bought PayPay and you sold it, have you bought PayPay? Have you? So this includes people who bought it and sold it, or do you and people who still holding it today's day. So yes, we got Cryptogram. Hello from Rikers Island. I hope this is a good time for a stream for you guys here. I think this is right now it's Hong Kong morning for us, and I think it's US evening. So anyways, I'll try to do some different live stream times as well. I'm always promising that. And yeah, I was away last week because I have a wedding I had to attend to last week. It was pretty fun and amazing. It was a good reset, and of course, I did throw up all over the place. It was amazing. It's not a wedding until you get really super hyper drunk, right? So, embarrassing moment. But anyways, that was where I was last week. Thank you guys so much for coming in. We'll have 60% no. What have you guys doing? So answering this poll right now, have you bought PayPay? 60% no. Guys, you gotta confess. Confessors, confess, please. Confess. Be real. Let's be real here, guys. Be real. I for one bought PayPay. All right. I for one, I'm dipping my toes in there. So I for one have definitely bought PayPay. What? No way. No way. I'm looking at this poll right now. 62% have none. Not. Interesting times ahead. Because yeah, I had some. I'm gonna bring Ron here, and Ron's been confessing to me that he's looking at more meme coins now because that's the way, right? Oh, okay. The moment I asked you guys to confess, all right, now we have good data. We have 53% says yes, 47% no. Okay, guys, don't be shy here. Do not be shy. Anyways, guys, let's start the episode. Let's talk about meme coins. Let's bring Ron here. But before that, we have a mini ad roll. Let's roll the ads and then we are gonna start. Bybit is a top cryptocurrency exchange, and now they are listing new coins the fastest with the most volume, which is pretty insane if you want to get in on all that crypto action. If you do want to join the Bybit exchange, there is a limited time offer, which is 50 free US dollars if you do the first KYC and you load more than $100 into the exchange. If you're interested, sign up with the link down below and you'll automatically get in this offer. Remember, it's only for the first 100 people to do so, so what are you waiting for? All right, welcome back, Ron. So, oh God, I really need to fix the audio for these things.
Yeah.
So okay, Ron's back.
Hey.
All right, no sound, no sound. Sorry, guys. Sorry, apologies, guys. But we do have people that can check for us. So apologies. I'm back. We're back. So we have to start this again.
Yeah.
All right. So Ron, so this week has been insane. So what we're talking about is the insane Binance listing for PayPay, right? So when coins list, usually the end of the cycle line would be with Binance, but PayPay still survived that. So I think it goes to show how strong and resilient and people want to play with meme coins right now.
Yeah.
It's just undying. So we're talking about a few things. We're talking about the volume, 24-hour volume. OKX has $200 million.
Yeah.
Binance, $184 million in the past 24 hours. And you were saying Bybit?
Yeah, Bybit's not on the CoinGecko right now, but they made like $1 billion in fees just from perpetuals.
$1 billion in trade volume or fees?
Trading volume.
Trading volume,
Yeah,
right.
trading volume $1 billion, but then that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money because they also have perpetual futures for it, right? So they have 1,000 PayPay. So I guess the only reason why I can say is because PayPay it's too many decimal places down, so they have the 1,000 PayPay there. It's not a separate coin, it's 1,000 PayPay, but it was insane. It's insanely volatile, right? So you can get liquidated instead of hours in seconds.
Exactly. And the funding rates were really high too, so you have to pay a lot just to play shorts or
yes, to short. Because I think everyone is expecting PayPay to go down, but it was just a matter of timing, right? Because if you think about it, that Binance listing, to me, I thought Binance was gonna wait. I really thought Binance was gonna wait on PayPay. I thought they're gonna wait for a few weeks, wait for PayPay to dump a bit first, and then when they list, it pumps, right? So it gives the Binance magic, right? But they were like, no. No, no. It's a clear case that they don't want OKX to overtake them. They want that volume,
They want it.
and this is going to be interesting. So let's take the negative side. Okay, so you're a little bit skeptical. You call this a giant casino.
It is.
It is a giant
It is a
casino in a
giant
way,
casino,
right? Okay, so let's take me through this. So why do you think that?
Well, I feel like, it's been a year and a half already, and the bull market's not here yet. Everyone's bored, so they're trying to find ways to make money. So meme coins is a way to do that, and it all started with Twitter, really. People started tweeting about Pepe at first, and then people retweeting them, and that's when the first pump happened. That was on April 20. So we covered this on the news, and the market cap then was just less than 100 million, maybe even way less. And then when we covered it the second time, that was because the market cap went all the way to 800 million and 900 million. And at first I didn't feel bad because I didn't know about it. But then the second time I did it, I felt really awful. I'm like, oh my God, had I just dumped even just a little bit of money, money that I'm willing to lose, that's already a lot of, that's good profit right there. And just because the meme coin market is hot right now does not mean that the overall altcoin market is performing well. So if you look at the total 3 chart on TradingView.
All right, TradingView. But okay, so this is quite interesting, and this really navigates. So I set this up for you because okay, let's go to total 3 first. Let's go to 33. Give me a sec, market's overview. But I set this up for you. Please. This is what happens when like. All right. What do you want?
Total 3. There we go. Yeah. on the 5-minute time frame, that's
right. No, that's not.
If
I don't.
you look at it at 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So take me through what is total 3 first. Let's go through everything.
So it's the total market cap of all altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're looking at people selling their altcoins into meme coins, and BTC dominance is still high right now because the banking crisis, and the overall altcoin market is not good.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Reset Sharpie. That was what I was looking for. All right. So we saw this. Yes. All right. So total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum going down.
Yeah.
Right. And then now everyone's done, and then we see this bleed out, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, screw these projects.
Yeah.
Screw tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, in it for the tech.
Yeah.
Not in it for the tech. No, definitely not. In it for the memes.
In it for the memes.
But I actually think that I'm going to offer the opposing view right now. So I actually feel like this is a response to bad VCs. Right? Yeah. So one thing that we've seen, and people probably don't understand why it's like this, because the engineering of a lot of coins with good tech, all right, they're engineered to have insane fundamentals. All right, I'm gonna call this like there's fundamentals where there's these reasons why something will pump, but there's insane fundamentals, reasons why people things would dump on a lot of coins with very good tech, which is why in it for the tech actually didn't work for a lot of people who are retail investing. And they're engineered, like a lot of these projects are engineered so that venture capitals can get out. They can get out at a 10x. They can make money 15x, 10x, right? But what they do is they cause a death spiral for every coin that they touch.
Yeah. And
I think this is a very, very big problem for our community overall. So I almost view that PayPay and meme coins is a response to it. Right? Because one thing that PayPay has, right, is it doesn't have these insane fundamentals. And I'll list them out one by one. But first of all, PayPay does not have a 10% circulating release.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's probably the biggest problem. PayPay has a 90%. So if you look at it, PayPay only has 6% held up for listings, and 93.1% of that went to the liquidity pool, right? So the coins that are out there, they're the ones that are out there.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't have any VCs that got these coins for cheap. Imagine a piece, PayPay was a VC coin, right? They probably would have released like 5% at the start. All right, and then a month later, unlocks are coming, guys.
Yeah, vesting schedule.
Vesting schedule.
That's how they get you.
and then the VCs who got this like at like pennies onto the current price or pennies on dollars on the current price, they'll be the ones that just trash dumping the market because they don't care.
Yeah.
Right? And this is something that we've seen throughout most of poorly engineered. Well, I would say it's not poorly engineered. It's the current meta. The current meta is abusive. I would say it's abusive to anyone who's a retail investor. You buy in, the VCs are gonna dump on your face. That's what's engineered for, right?
Yeah.
And PayPay is the kind of the counter opposite of that. So yeah, so if PayPay was engineered by a VC coin, then yeah, there'll probably be like 1 month later, there'll be like a massive unlock for potential VCs, and those VCs will be savage, right? They're like, yes, we got a 3x on our coin, or not 300, a 300x on our coin, right? They're gonna just take that and one button click, bam, on the market, right?
Yeah.
And then people are here be like, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
What happened?
What happened, right? So I think that's number one, right? That's number one. Bad tokenomics design, and I'll show you some examples of this. Like let's say for example, this is Plays app. We looked at this like 2 weeks ago, right? You know, like look at what they have, right? They have 20% TGE, 10% TGE. So basically, team and advisors, seed round, and strategic, they have 10% released. But then after the 2 months or whatnot, they're trying to hide this, right? They're trying to hide this. But they say 1 month later, and then linear investing. And you have to remember all of these are at different prices, which are cheaper than what the public got them at, right? If the public got them at 12 cents, they probably got them at like 6 cents. And sometimes there'll be private deals that they can get VCs even cheaper coins, right? So especially if you take on bad VCs, all right, they'll just dump. And this is why like Plays app it's just one way down, right? One way down road. So even when at launch they couldn't move up, right? They couldn't move up. People try to buy this, like, oh, in it for the tech, this tech might be good, right? But then the moment the coin comes out, bam, smack in the face, right? Right, and especially if you hold it for longer than a month, oh, more dumps are coming, right?
Yeah.
More slaps. So I think this is the problem that we have with a lot of coins, and this is throughout the last year, pretty much we've been suffering. And I think some people know, right? I mean, Binance is pretty transparent. Binance, they're sometimes pretty transparent on how token schedules and releases are, and you can see their release schedule. So let's see, what was the last one? What was the example I wanted to give? But anyways, it's not against any points in particular, right? But it's just the current token strategy. So I feel like PayPay is a response to that. PayPay it actually moves up, right? It goes to show that when a community builds, it actually moves up.
Yeah.
Right? And I think people are willing to play now. And I think PayPay as a meme also has some really good like fundamentals, I would say, associated. Right? It's almost a push-pull factor. It has very weak fundamentals that it has no reason to dump because it's all released. And then the pump side, I feel like first of all, it's been a meme that we all know. And second meme, I feel like it's a meme that it's almost a meme of defiance. It's actually very strange because I mean, you've been in Hong Kong, you've probably seen the Hong Kong protests. Like PayPay was the meme of Hong Kong. I remember it was the Hong Kong protest. It's like it's about like the little guy who's got forgotten, right? It's PayPay's like the little guy. It means different for different markets, but PayPay's almost kind of meant the little guy who's being forgotten, and yet again, the little guy is always guys who has power.
I actually didn't see it that way. That's interesting.
Yeah, you see, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? If you see it this way, right? PayPay makes sense. PayPay is about the little guy, right? Think about it. The VCs have been abusing the little guys for the last year or so, right? They even invented these tokenomics are dump only. Look at Soy, right?
Yeah, Soy.
Soy would be a good example of that, right?
And before that, it was Aptos too.
Yeah, Soy was 5 cents to investors, right? Sold at 5 cents. Now it's $1 something. All right, cool. But what happens when like more of this gets unleashed? You think these VCs are not gonna dump at a 20x? Yeah. It's gonna obliterate. It's gonna obliterate this, right? Not to diss Soy right now, but it is what it is, right? Yeah. Like look at these like early community. Let's see.
There's a vesting schedule that I saw. You can check Miles Lewisher on.
Oh yeah, right. Soy vesting, right?
Yeah.
But this is my point, right? Like how abusive. Like the tech is great. I want to talk about it. The tech is amazing.
It's amazing.
but the dumpamentals are like next level, right?
Yeah.
It's unholy levels of dumpamentals, right? So sorry.
Miles Lewisher.
Miles. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
just so much early supply being dumped. I think at around before December.
It's so savage, right?
Yeah.
Let me try searching for Soy because this can you send it to me on WhatsApp or
Oh,
whatnot?
yeah, sure.
Let's see. Oh, this one. I saw it. Okay, I see it. It just needs to search a little bit better. All right. Oh, I just need to learn how to search. All right, here we go. Not now. But you're right. Right. Look at the look at this tokenomics. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Right. You get less than 5% at the start.
Yeah.
Right. What happens when 6 months down the line when this line comes out? Boom. That's early contributors, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna savagely dump, right? Look at how that's gonna go. The circulating supply is gonna 4.5x, right? Like
Yeah.
that's nuts.
You're gonna get dumped on.
You're gonna
For
get
holding
dumped
on to
on,
soy.
right? So you basically have like right now the DJs probably have like 4 or 5 months to play before this massive dump truck comes.
Exactly.
Right, so that's why they don't want to play anymore, right? The DJs are like, you know what, we don't really want to play, all right? Like it's 20x for the early investors,
Yeah.
like early contributors, like peace out, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was abused. I mean, Soy really has great tech. I want to talk about it, but releasing 5% makes no sense. It's
Yeah.
illogical.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think the community can grow like what 4.5x in a space of time?
No. I think
No.
their community was already wrecked before that.
Right, right, and that just makes the it and also like this type of tokenomics. I have to say, right, this works if your community can consistently grow. But right now, the crypto market is so small.
Yeah.
Right, this is a bear market. People who are paying attention, they're already paying attention. Like if you release, I think when Surrey released, I think it's like 85% market penetration, right? Like you talk to anyone, they know, okay, Soy, right? Anyone who's surrounding crypto, they know Soy already, right? So then you don't have room for a community to grow. You cannot grow from 85 to, what, 500% market penetration. You cannot penetrate more than 100 at this current point, right? Until the bull market comes. So it makes no logical sense. So all these things, like all these coins with good tech, right? The VCs are the ones that kind of took all of that. And then it's just sad. It's just sad. Wow. I just clicked the button that says insert ad, so just be careful, guys. Yeah. Let's see what the comments. Aaron was this, does Soy even have the team to accomplish their so-called goals? I doubt it. Angela wants like screw Soy. Like everyone's so angry, but it's true, right? I mean, even if they have a team, the tokenomics are presented in such a way that it's impossible. Once that dump truck comes, like once that dump truck hits us, it's gonna be nuts. Oh, sorry, this is where I was gonna show you guys a dump truck, right? This is the dump truck. Once that dump truck comes, it's impossible. Look at that, like 5% to 20% to 25%. It's impossible.
Usually, if you see that spike here, you have to avoid.
This is the dump truck.
Yeah.
Right? So I view PayPay as the little guy standing up, right?
Yeah.
If you view it that way, it makes a little bit of sense, right?
True.
Why we have so much volume, right?
Yeah.
Finally, we have a tokenomics that's like not broken, right? 95% release,
Yeah.
right? You can't release 500
Yeah.
now that minting's blocked, right? Now that minting's blocked, right? You can say, look, at max maybe early holders can dump a little bit, but right, they're free to dump whenever they can.
Yeah.
But here, when people are locked up, right? When people are locked up and they get to dump, they're gonna dump like a bat out of fucking hell, right? So, yeah, I view it that way. Anyways, this weekend has been pretty meme-tastic. There's a million memes. What have you been into? What have you looked at?
Well, let's take a step back first. Like we have to understand that meme coins are basically gambling, right? Even though it is power to the retail investors, it's still risky. Pepe, even if if you miss out on Pepe now and you're trying to get in it, the risk reward ratio is not looking good for you. If you're gonna get in, you'll just have to trade it on a very short time frame.
Yes, I think most people are trading like that. That's why the trade volumes are insane. So people understand that. People, I think, I definitely want to not financial advice,
Not
course.
financial advice.
But when it comes to meme coins, there's no fundamental technology, right? And that's something that we do look for. Like for me, I've been a investor that's very focused on tech.
Yeah.
So if the tech is amazing, right, eventually someone's gonna buy it. The big funds are gonna come in and say, oh look, we can't stop ourselves from buying this.
Yeah.
And so a classic example will be Ethereum. So if you think about it, ETH had a rough start, right? You know, people were thinking, you know, this is a total scam. I mean, Bitcoin people were calling Ethereum a scam for the longest time. I actually didn't realize this. Did you realize this?
No, I didn't.
You know, Bitcoin maxis will they call Ethereum a scam. If you watch channels like Tone Vase, there'll be like, you know, just like dishing it out on Ethereum. They're like, this Ethereum's the biggest scam of them all, right? But as time progressed, right, Ethereum demonstrated value. It demonstrated that it can hold decentralized exchanges. It demonstrated that smart contracts are actually remotely useful. It demonstrated that there was need for computation on a blockchain, right? So that's why Ethereum exploded, right, from the price of like $1 or less to what we have right now, right? So I would say tech obviously matters, and eventually the big funds are gonna buy it, right? I don't see big funds buying Pepe as much.
No.
You know, Doge. I think Elon is probably the best example of maybe just one guy who plays around, but it's nothing too serious.
Yeah.
But I think we'll leave that caveat there. But that being said, I do feel like the last point I was saying about memes is that memes are breath of fresh air. You don't have to worry about tech. For people who have, you know, people who don't want to understand, like if we've been looking at, you know, all these layer 2s, and all these layer 2 have so many different ways of exit. Like if you look at the tech, I think it's coming to a point where most people don't understand it anymore. Don't want to understand it. Right? If you compare how ZK Sync rob layers exit blockchain, you know, how that compares to optimism, or how that compares to Arbitrum, you know, the tech is so deep that it's not that people don't even want to know. It's like even the developers don't know which one's better anymore. It's almost to a point where the CTO doesn't know any how these implementations work. So the tech is confusing people, but Pepe is like there's tech, right? There's a button to click. All right. So that being said, you're definitely playing MEMEcoins. What did you?
I haven't gotten in yet. I'm just monitoring it because you have to be aware that everything is based off of narratives. So will the Pepe narrative and MEMEcoin narrative have an expiration date?
No, just joking.
You
No, it will. I feel like it gets like 3-4 weeks at least. This was kind of funny. I posted this. What's the next Pepe? Show me your bags. I'll buy the top 5. So why not, right? I thought why not, right? So this one has, I think, over 500 something comments. So how many was? 500 something comments on the top 5, which is actually quite insane. So the engagement on this was just nuts, right? Should we just give me a second click into it? So so we got Poor Guy, we got wait, why doesn't I clicked on my link? There we go. All right. Pepito, we got Wojak. I was just browsing through this one. Why does the scrolling not work? Why is Alright, there you go. That's a lot. It's a lot. I was trying to figure out what would be the best way to like combine all this. Rabbit, Pleb. There's Jesus. Mon was pretty big. I saw Mon was pretty big. Buying some of that. Why not? Sir. I saw Sir. I saw Good Morning. Again. Like this is like the 10th Good Morning I've ever seen. But why not? 4chan was here. There's Gensler. Gensler was quite hot yesterday. You know, because people love that guy. Like he's our favorite. So yeah, and there's various versions of Pepe, the baby Pepe. There's some salty. You're feeling salty. It's like everyone's capturing it on everything. My name Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
I'll take Jeff. I think there was Dino somewhere.
There's Washi.
Dino's pretty hot right now as well, because I see whale charts showing that every freaking day.
And I think today is the only meme coin that is up by 20%, whereas everything is down if you check CoinGecko.
It's expected, right? It's expected. But I do think that this trend will continue, because like my gut feeling is that the core reasons of why this is popular hasn't changed, right? I think like if you look at Soy, they're still playing the game with these tokenomics. I feel like people are still gonna be sick of that. So I feel like for the people who are in this space, it's not just about the degens, but for the people who kind of don't want to play the VC, don't want to be a bag holder for shitty VCs, right? That's the only thing they can play right now.
Yeah.
So I do feel sad. I don't think that's gonna change for a while, which is why I feel like memes are still gonna be in and out.
Mm.
That's the sad part. The fundamental reasons of why memes are so popular, that's not fixed, right? Like I feel like the only way you can fix this is to have new projects that are released with, you know, maybe and we do see some of that, right? Like we see Podfast, Jeff K's project, he released it with 100% unlocked, right? So yet again, at least the tokenomics are not completely broken, right? So the more you release at the start, the more sense it actually makes. So I feel like unless we change that trend again, I still feel like memes are gonna be around, and it's sad. It is sad, like because like unless the shit in the space is cleaned up, you know, memes are gonna be around.
Yeah, but it's so unpredictable because if you remember in January we had Bonk, right?
Yes.
One on Solana, and
Yes.
it's pumped like crazy too.
Yes, but it doesn't last long.
But it didn't last
Yes,
long.
it can't.
For Pepe, it's been 3 weeks.
Yes.
Also, my gut would say few weeks, and then it will die
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, but it might be a second one taking over. I see people want to play.
Yeah, I want to play too.
You want to play
Yeah.
too, but yet again,
Yeah.
we got comments saying that the transaction fees are insane right
On
now.
ETH?
On ETH, it's
Yeah.
just nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. Like the number of people buying this, and I feel like right now we have it's okay. It's at 98 Gwei. This is probably the weakest hour. Yesterday I saw the gas prices shoot up to 168.
Yeah.
Like that was insane. So just for a transfer fee right now, we're talking about like $5-10 on Ethereum, and a purchase would be, if you want to purchase one of these meme coins, it'll be like 30 to 50. So people are priced out for sure. But we can also see that the meme coins are other coins are just not so strong. Right? I think there were attempts to make Arbitrum PayPay, attempts to make on Binance Coin, but BNB chain, I feel like it's like the fees are low, people know how to use it, but the people who got there were on there, like there's just too many degens that got crushed, so people there aren't rich. So it's always about like how many rich people are on this chain, and then ETH has the strongest rich and the most number of rich people. So I guess so it's like we're still reinforcing ETH right now, even though it's broken.
Yeah.
So sorry, Ron. There ain't gonna be 30-cent transactions anytime this year. That ain't gonna happen. So you're gonna have to burn millions of dollars a day, which good for ETH holders, I guess.
Good for ETH holders.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, because of this, it's also hard to farm airdrops on mainnets now.
Yes, super hard.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was like, so I was playing around with Spool. So Spool's been
it's a solidly fork, right?
No. This is Spoolify. This is it's a farming platform I've been looking at. So this is good, like actually good tech, right?
Yeah.
So this is
something about liquidity maturing.
So basically what it is that it allows anyone to design their own farm. So Yo Farm. So right now, this is an alpha leak, to be fair. So okay, so it allows everyone to create their own spool, which allows people to deposit funds into it, and it sends it out into different places for it to go. So it's almost like it's a layer that acts on top of a bank.
Yeah.
So instead of like depositing it into a bank, you deposit into a spool, which is spread it out into other banks. Okay, if you think about it this way. But yet again, I wouldn't use the word bank per se, because none of this is insured, etc. Blah blah blah. It's high risk. It's infrastructure layer, right? So right now, like there's some ones that are giving 20-30% still. So I was trying to play around with the farm stuff. But the problem here is that every interaction, let's say every deposit I was trying to make yesterday, it was around $160 for US for a deposit. So I was like, man, that's like you gotta commit, man. You gotta commit.
Can we look at the vaults? The APY on the vaults?
Yeah. You cannot see my vault. I'm not gonna put my vault here. I'm not.
Okay.
Nice try. NT. I'm not gonna put my vaults here, but yeah, and had to move vaults because some vaults because I was in some of the older vaults, so some of the older vaults are only giving out like 1 point something. So you have to move from like the old vaults to the newer vaults. Like the Genesis vaults are like dead right now, so I have to move. So I have to like exit funds, which was like $160 for me. then put them into new funds. Those are 160 US dollars. I was like, man, I can buy a drone with that. You know, I can buy new stuff with that. And I had to do this multiple times, right? So I was like, oh man, I just feel that paying that's like $1,000 in fees right there. It was nuts, bro. That was like my weekend, but
I feel you. Me
it was
too.
bad. It was bad.
I was not happy the whole weekend. Not just because missing out on this, but like the
Paying
fees
fees.
on ETH is just
It's insane.
so upset, bro.
Yeah, Ronnie Ray says spool might be pumping right now, so that's why I saw spool was moving, so I had to move my spools around, right, to maximize my spool yield. So yeah, they're doing pretty well. I definitely feel like we should probably do another episode on staking. I think it's still alive,
Yeah.
but I see some comments there. Real Cryptogram says, let's see that fees at WTF. I would love to show you that, but it would dox me for sure. It's a multiple wallets, but yeah, it's like thousands of dollars being spent per week was, it's
Just on
nuts.
fees.
I think I spent probably like 50K on fees.
What? How-
US.
For a week?
No, before.
Oh, before.
Well, probably on one of the accounts.
Okay.
Yeah, on the main farming account.
50K.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, bro. Because back in the day when you trade as well, especially when you're trading fast,
Yeah.
you want max fees, right? So the food farming days, you want max fees, want to get in before everyone else, and it's like it was just worth it. It's like,
Obviously, you made profits.
of course, obviously. Jam Mouse is Epic Cash a meme coin? What do you think of the project? So I would really not classify a lot of the projects that do stuff as meme coins. The memes need to be good, right? Like Epic Cash would be like, it's a cool coin, but it's like, it ain't memeable.
Yeah.
Right, and I think CZ put this very well, because I was trying to bust CZ's ass before, right? I was like, yo, what do you think of like Doge, right? Because like, and as an exchange owner, he can't say positive or bad good or bad things about a coin, right? And because if he says bad things, people aren't gonna trade it, and then he's gonna lose money on fees. If he says good things, then he pumps it, and then it goes down, people are gonna blame him, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I was like trying to put him in a tough position, and his response was so good on that. He was like, oh, when it came to Doge, he gave the facts out straight. He's like, oh, we see large wallets holding up to like 62% of coins. He gave a number. Obviously, that was the correct number. Don't quote me on this, but he did say, he's like, oh, these large wallets, they control 62% of the coins. We know that during the founding of Doge, there were some problems that could be seen as insider trading, blah blah. So he listed a bunch of problems, but he says so also something that's really amazing about Doge is this auto self-marketing. It's one of the amazing phenomena that he invented that off the bat, right? I was like, wow, auto self-marketing, like wow, like
where do I buy this?
But it is also true, right? It's like all these meme coins, they people just love them, right?
I bet he was like, did I just say that?
Wow, he was very good. He was very good. Like this is why CZ's such a good presenter, right? He's so good at just like he pointed out the weaknesses, right? And then he gave substantial, accurate numbers to point out those weaknesses, and then he spins it. Like wow, okay, Paul, sure, auto self-marketing, sure. Sounds great, bro. So I would say yes, PayPay would be auto self-marketing. Dino would be, Wojak would be, but Epic Cash and all these like projects that do something, they will not be. Like so Soy would not be, Zoid Play would not be, but we'll see. ChainGPT will not be. They're not fun.
No.
People will be like, yo, I gotta do research. But meme is like, nah.
You can't do research.
You can't do research.
It's just luck. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's just 50-50 when you're in.
No. It's a load of dice right now. It's 80-20.
Okay, yeah, true. That's even.
But the moment it becomes 20-80, that's when it's game over.
It's game over.
All right. Okay. Cool. So I think that's wrapped up that segment on meme coins, guys. Thank you guys so much for doing the polls on that. Let's go back to real stuff. So we're gonna bring Natalie here after our break. But we are gonna show you guys the same ad segment. So we're gonna bring back the ad segment whilst we do a scene transition. So yeah, we'll see that happen. Peace. Bybit is a top cryptocurrency exchange, and now they are listing new coins the fastest with the most volume, which is pretty insane if you want to get in on all that crypto action. If you do want to join the Bybit exchange, there is a limited time offer, which is 50 free US dollars if you do the first KYC and you load more than $100 into the exchange. If you're interested, sign up with the link down below and you'll automatically get in this offer. Remember, it's only for the first 100 people to do so, so what are you waiting for? All right, we're back, and we still got volume. I double checked. Hey,
Perfect.
it's Nat.
Hi, morning.
Morning. So Nat's been okay. So the way we're setting things up is Ron's gonna do all the degen stuff. You're gonna do all the legit stuff.
Yes.
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 I see that look on your face. You're like,
Yes.
yeah, okay. Yes. Yes. No. No. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, you definitely said a lot's happening this week, especially in a turnaround. So I guess we'll look at the news one by one, but I guess you have to send me the news first. What do you send to me? Okay, on our group. Okay, cool. So let me throw this out for you. All right, and then we are gonna bring that to Brave. How has this week been? I mean, if you don't look at the degen stuff, is the legit news just as interesting, or is it boring AF?
I've been reading a lot on the US regulatory side, and I feel like the US has been more active and they're more proactive on how they want to shape crypto in the US space. They really I feel like they actually want to make it clear. They want comprehensive crypto rulings or regulations in the US. So to make sure there's proper regulations, but at the same time,
Do you think the backtracking though? Do you think because they were very against crypto?
I think it was mainly Gary Gensler who was very against crypto though. I realized for example, Patrick McHenry, he's actually quite not supportive, but at least he's on the complete opposite side of Gary Gensler.
Because we saw that before too, right? I think around 2-3 years ago, we saw the SEC was kind of against crypto. They were kind of pushing that back on Ripple, and I don't know why the Ripple case took so long to settle, but for the longest period of time, they were pretty anti-crypto. And then the CMCC, the CMCC, the commodity side was very pro crypto. They're like, yeah, let's go forward. Let's push this forward. So we have this war in the States. So now finally we have more hearings.
Yes, and they're also bringing in the lawyers as well.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Amazing. Wow, this is why no one pays attention to this. Wow, let's bring in, instead of bringing in memes, let's bring in the lawyers. Okay, so let's start with the first bit. House Financial Service Committee scheduled 2 hearings, one on bank failures, another on digital assets. Okay, you can move this around, so this would actually change it for people.
So the one that I want to focus on is that they are having the House Financial Services and the Agriculture Subcommittee is having a joint hearing on the future of digital assets, measuring the regulatory gaps in the digital assets market, which is totally 100% what the US needs. They really need to fill the regulatory gaps. So, because they've been pushing a lot of big crypto exchanges and just crypto in general out of the US. A lot of crypto exchanges and a lot of these, big crypto projects are moving out of the US because they've been so unclear on the regulatory side, and they're scared. They don't want to get witch hunted by Gary Gensler and the SEC. So I think this is very necessary, and especially because McHenry also said in consensus saying that they actually want to push out a more comprehensive crypto bill within around 2 months.
2 months.
Yes. I think it's a bit. The time is very tight for them.
Like 2 years or 2 decades? I think he's got the wrong time frame there. But let's decide if Ripple's a security first, right? Well, that conversation started 5 years ago.
Yes.
Right? Yes. 2 months, 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So
actually, speaking about crypto, speaking about Ripple as well. So Ripple's always they've been sued by the SEC for since 2021, I think it was. And Coinbase is currently being sued by the SEC as well.
Right.
They gave them a loss notice.
Uh-huh.
And I saw in the news today that the chief legal officer of both Ripple and Coinbase actually met up. And some people's been suspecting that, is Coinbase gonna relist Ripple? But
I mean, they're listing everything else.
but they're
Right?
very scared because when Ripple
Right.
first got sued by the SEC, they immediately delisted them because they didn't want to get involved. But then now that, but then okay, at last they like cleared the, they said that they're not relisting Ripple because Ripple just launched a liquidity hub service and they're not even listing XRP. So why would Coinbase relist Ripple? However, they're actually people suspecting that they're working together to fight against the SEC.
I think so. It
Or
it
Ripple is
has to
giving them
happen. Right?
advice at least on
How to deal with this.
yes.
Oh, man, it's. I mean, like I said, with Coinbase, they were the ones that were the most compliant. They were the ones. They were the first ones to rat you out to the IRS. Right. The moment you make that bank account, the moment you make that Coinbase account, the moment you KYC, the moment that you put your social security number, if you're American in there, they're the ones that like immediately will say, "Hey, yo, this guy's been trading crypto. Go tax this guy." Right. Like they were so compliant. Right. They were the first to rat. But yeah. Anyways. So, what's happening here with this the next piece of news?
And yeah, why they're working together, like why Ripple and Coinbase is working together to fight against the SECs because the court. So yeah, so the court actually ordered the SEC to respond to the Coinbase allegations within 10 days.
Right.
So this was on May 4th, so
Okay.
they have to reply before May 14th. And I wonder how this is going to turn out because the SEC is like a lot of people's been saying that if the SEC is actually gonna fight, is actually gonna sue Coinbase, they're gonna lose because there's this video on Twitter posted by Meta Lawman. Saying like when Gary Gensler was first appointed as the chairman of SEC, he actually says that the SEC does not have authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. That's what he first said when he was appointed as the chairman. So why do they suddenly have the right to regulate crypto exchanges? Like who are they to say that? Oh, we have the right.
They need the money. They're like, oh yeah, people don't like securities anymore. You know, let's regulate crypto. So then they have some of the cash flow coming into that department, right? So,
but it's really hard. Like, you can't just all of a sudden say that. Like, who are you to say that you suddenly have the right to regulate?
Who are you, right? Yeah.
You don't even know if ETH is a security, and now you want to regulate the whole of crypto.
The magic, right? So the SEC has to make a response in 10 days. So this is actually quite interesting to watch. To see what's going to happen because yet again this overall negativity, a lot of this is actually coming from the US and it's like it's a case where I feel like I think they messed up in not regulating and like not providing the guidance. I will definitely agree with that. The clarity was a big problem. Like if you look at the way the Chinese have been playing it, you know, the Chinese were like, no, get that out. Right. Oh, now they switched their narrative. Okay, you know, actually, Hong Kong's gonna make this pretty legal. So I think at least there was clarity there, in that perspective, and that's why then the Asian narrative is becoming so strong right now, right? But the American narrative is just like this is a shit show, right? Like I feel like it's not gonna get cleaned out for a while, so that's gonna be quite scary. So let me take a look at what's up. Oh, so I said this is the tweet that you have with.
Gary Gensler.
All right, let me put this on.
That could really address it. It'd be good to consider if it was if you would ask my thoughts to consider whether to bring greater investor protection to the crypto exchanges. And I think if that were to be the case, because right now the exchanges trading in these crypto assets do not have a regulatory framework either at the SEC or our sister agency, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, that could instill greater confidence. Right now, there's not a market regulator around these crypto exchanges, and thus there's really not protection against fraud or manipulation or conflict.
Yeah, so they have no clue what they're doing. Like,
yeah. But yeah, the US, I think they're moving in a like quite a positive direction towards crypto and the regulatory side, because like New York used to be very strict on like the crypto regulations as well. I think they pushed USD out of New York. However, the New York attorney Letitia James, he is backing a new legislation to change state business laws to impose stricter regulations on digital assets like cryptocurrency. They basically want so whenever a crypto exchange or some crypto projects want to start in New York, they need to go through audits or they need to send out their financial statements to show that they actually have enough funds or enough reserves, so to prevent like FTX from happening again. So I think at least they're like they feel like these crypto exchanges need more transparency in order to prevent scams or prevent frauds.
Back in the day before, starting crypto, I would think, oh, these regulators, they act in the best interest of people.
Okay.
I used to believe that, right? Like they will use these a bunch of reasons. Oh yeah, we're protecting investors. We're doing this.
Yeah. Are they not?
But now I'm just like, I'm just gonna try to follow the money. Like how much money can they make from this? And if they can make good money and they can, protect their positions, they'll be good. So I feel like I think I wasn't as cynical when I read things back in the day, but I think nowadays after being in crypto, I'm just super cynical of everything because I feel like, they talk about investor protection, but it's not really about that, right? I feel like it's just about how much tax money they can generate,
Okay.
how much money they can personally gain from this. If you let crypto go on for this long period of time, right? If you think about it, right? Crypto was in this regulatory hell and it's still in this regulatory hell for the last 10 plus years. What does that say about these regulators, these so-called regulators, right? And at the end of the day, I feel like they don't care at all. Like I used to think they care like 5%, but now I feel like they don't care at all. So I think this is the situation where it's just unfortunate that we have people that have that do have power, and it's just unfortunate that this is the case. So the people who are in power, they're just so confused and they're so broken. It's quite sad. But that being said, I think it's just to watch. Oh, I think it's like watch US. It's probably gonna be a mess for 2 years.
Okay.
I follow that, and then of course watch Asia, right? So I'm gonna soft show your channel here. You've been working nonstop on Crypto Squad. How has it been?
So I've mainly been doing a lot of videos on introducing like big players in China. Some of them might not be active in the crypto space anymore, but it's still interesting to see because I realized after doing research on these individuals, I think they are like most of them know each other. A lot of them have worked together.
Yes, it's the same circle.
Yes, it's a very, 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 very tight circle. Like some of them might not be in good terms, but then a lot of them have definitely worked together. So I've just been, talking about them, talking about interesting facts about them, what they've been doing, or
The people who can move markets in China.
yes,
The people
very, very rich people.
Very, very rich. It's actually quite crazy as well because the early investors in China, they're the ones that also owe millions of Ether and Bitcoin.
They have like six to 7 digits worth of amount of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's insane. So the early miners. So it's actually quite good. So if you guys are interested, check out the Crypto Squad. I'll take a link. Put that in the link down below as well. But it was just nonstop, right? Providing like who is Li Xiao? Like, who's this guy? The biggest and richest scammer who made it to the World Economic Forum.
He's called Chandler Guo.
Oh,
Chandler
wait,
Guo.
really? You take that total of Chandler? Wow. All right, that's gonna be fun. Chandler Guo. He's like the king of mining, right?
Yeah.
But he's
I
also
think
got
he
some shady pasts.
Yes. I think
So you dug deep on the shady past.
Yes, I think he actually owned the biggest mining thing in China or in the
Interesting.
world actually.
Interesting. So take a look at that, guys. Thank you, guys. So cryptograms is if box money. If we're talking about investor protections, we need classifying what level of investors is the one being protected. I don't know, man, bro. Hey, you know who needs actual investor protection in the US? It's all the people who have like insane amounts of bank debt. Like the ones that are always under credit card debt, they're the ones who need to be protected from the financial system, right? Not the people who do have money to invest. It's like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. But you know, here we go. But anyways, take a look at the crypto squad. So lots of stuff happening in China, and I think this is just gonna heat up. I think the China narrative is so freaking strong right now. So yeah, doing super good work on that, and congrats on that. Yeah, and what else is happening in China? Like, if you've been reading this stuff in China, what's been happening this few weeks?
In China,
Yes,
um,
still quiet.
I think China's pretty quiet. It's just Hong Kong saying that encouraging banks to provide banks or like
Institutions to provide Web3.
yes
Finally.
services. Yeah, I think this is probably just the biggest news in Hong Kong right now.
It's still heating up.
Yes.
I think it'll still take around 6 to 8 months to really start up the whole Asian narrative, like full on start up the Asian narrative. I think that was the case where, you know, even when we attended the conference,
Yeah.
something we saw was that it was mostly industry people, right?
Yes.
The retail people haven't really started
Yes.
yet. So
Yes.
I feel it's the
It's
infrastructure
just
first.
starting. Right?
It's just starting.
Yeah.
Just starting.
Yeah.
So we will have we actually invited OKX Lennox to come over.
Oh, okay.
Lennox from OKX to come over. So
Mhm.
hope that would also
Yeah.
shed some insight into what is happening in China.
Yeah.
So I think that's for today's episode. So we got the US narrative, we got the meme
Pepe.
Pepe narrative. Oh, are you into meme coins, Nat? Are
I
you
was so excited about Pepe when Ron and I were filming the news duo last week. After filming, we were gonna buy some Pepe, but then we ended up not buying any because it was dumping. I think we were about to buy it, but I don't know. I'm just waiting. I was reading your tweets as well, saying whether Binance is gonna list Pepe.
But it turned out to be the opposite. It turns out Binance just wanted the money, right? So, show me the money. Show me the money.
So I don't know. I'll probably see when the price is gonna stabilize, or if the price is gonna stabilize before I buy it.
Sounds good. So guys, thank you guys so much for today's episode. We tried a few different scenes, but guys, do smash up the likes. We will resume streaming and continue the stream coming soon. So make sure you check it out on the Box Money channel. And if you guys are interested, copy and check out what is happening on the Crypto Squad. All right, and with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
See you guys next.